Every guy wonders about that one big secret. What keeps a woman by your side, picking you time and again, even through tough times, when you're off your game, or when somebody flashier shows up? It's not quite what you'd guess. Sure, cash can smooth things over, and good looks spark interest, but nobody's perfect, and perfection gets dull fast. Today, I'm sharing the 3 core traits that turn a fella into something a woman just can't walk away from, building a bond so strong that leaving feels impossible. But hold on, these aren't gimmicks or lines you can pull out of a hat. They're deep down parts of who you are, things you can grow but never fake. Over millions of years, women have gotten real sharp at spotting the real deal here, and their instincts lock onto guys who truly live these out, not just act them. The first trait that sets you apart: you make her feel secure, all while holding back your own edge. The kind that's fierce against anything that might hurt her, but never turned her way. It's that protector side of you, baked into our nature for 200,000 years. She wants to sense you could get tough if needed, but you pick calm instead. You could tear things down, yet you choose to lift them up. You've got that inner grit, but with her, it's all gentle warmth. I once worked with a couple where the wife was ready to bolt. She had a solid job, a cozy house, and what looked like the ideal hubby. But inside, she felt empty. Turns out he was overly mild, not truly caring, just always agreeable. He dodged every argument, nodded along to everything, never pushed back. She told me, "I gotta know that if a burglar busted in, he wouldn't sit down for a polite chat." This isn't about picking fights or being pushy, it's about being ready. Gals need to see you can tackle real dangers, whether it's a fight, some fool talking down to her, or money woes. Picture you calmly facing down a bullying boss, or stepping up steady when things go sideways. Those instances forge a trust deeper than any list of pros and cons. This protector vibe shines in everyday stuff too, like scanning a dark lot as you walk her to the car. Vigilant but not jumpy. Or in a spat, do you back down or hold your ground? When she's rattled, do you freak or steady her? Each show of quiet power pulls her closer. Now, where lots of fellas slip up is thinking protection means bossing her around. Where are you headed? Who's tagging along? You can't step out in that. That's not guarding, that's caging. A real protector builds safety with backbone, not chains. She ought to feel loose and easy because you're solid, not hemmed in by your doubts. The second trait that locks you in: you keep chasing your goals while putting her right at the heart of it all. It's that driven provider spirit. The one with aim, energy, and a fire for something worthwhile. Not just stacking dollars, but chasing purpose. Deep down, women are drawn to men crafting a life, striving forward, growing into more. Here's the tricky balance that sinks so many pairings. If you ditch your path for her, the spark fades. If you chase your dreams and leave her out, she feels pushed aside. The guy she can't replace pulls off both. His goals give his days shape, but she's the spark that makes them count. He raises his world, and she's why it shines. I knew a fellow who shelved his big plans after tying the knot, figuring true love meant going all in on her alone. In just 2 years, she couldn't stand him, not for lacking wins, but for dimming his own light. Women don't latch onto your trophies, they connect to the hunger that earns them. Drop that hunger, and you drop what hooked her first. This provider side isn't slaving away 80 hours a week while the home front gathers dust. It's about tending a passion larger than daily grind, maybe running a shop, honing a skill, or lending a hand to folks in need. The key is rising each morning with a reason bigger than just getting by. Guys who drift without purpose end up looking desperate and unappealing. But the real secret is this: bring her into your goals. Don't let her fight against them. When you succeed, she shares in the victory. When you're building something solid, it's for the two of you. When you reach your aims, she's right there as part of the team. The irreplaceable fella treats his gal like his ace in the hole, his driving force, the spark that keeps him going strong, not some roadblock in his path. Now, the third trait that sets you apart: you guide without bossing folks around. This leader type gets a bad rap these days, thanks to all the talk about equality. But deep inside, most gals still crave a man with direction, who steps up and owns things. Leading ain't about ruling like a king or shutting her out. It's not my way or the door. Real leading means owning the results. If things go south, you step up and say it's on you. When choices need making, you handle it. If the path's foggy, you light the way. I once talked to a lady who walked out on her hubby. Not 'cause he was too pushy, but 'cause he never took charge. Every call was, "Whatever you say, dear." Every snag was, "Beats me. What do you reckon?" Every plan was, "You pick." She said to me, "I handle enough big calls at the office. At home, I just want a guy who'll grab the reins now and then." This leading shows in your partnership too. Do you set up outings or always wait for her say-so? Do you picture a clear tomorrow for you both, or just go with the flow? Do you watch over the relationship's well-being, or hope she flags the issues? Leaders look ahead, kick things off, and claim responsibility. But what makes true guiding different from lording over someone? The standout man leads to serve, not to stroke his ego. Every choice weighs her feelings. Every path pulls in her thoughts. Every dream weaves in hers. You're not her foreman, you're the skipper, and she's your trusted partner on deck, not just along for the ride. That's why these three traits forge a bond that won't break. They tap into a woman's core needs that today's world likes to ignore. The protector keeps her secure in a tough spot. The provider makes her feel essential to a worthwhile guy. The guide gives her steady direction amid all the mess. When a man pulls off all three, real magic kicks in. She quits eyeing other options, not because no one's out there, but because the rest seem half-baked. The rich lawyer without grit feels dull. The wild one with edge but no aim feels shaky. The driven type without direction wears her out. I've seen gals stick by their men through hard times, broke spells, sickness, flops, even betrayals, when these traits shone. And I've seen them ditch fellas with all the bells and whistles, cash, good looks, clout, charm, when these were missing. 'Cause these aren't just nice to haves, they're what her mind truly hungers for. Where modern guys mess up is chasing what gals claim they want, not what really draws them in. They hear calls for soft-hearted, chatty equals, and sure, that's partly true on the surface. But underneath, their instincts seek a protector, provider, and guide. The irreplaceable man blends openness with that strong backbone. Let me share some real-life ways this plays out. Says. For the protector side, she tells you a coworker makes her uneasy. The ordinary guy just says, "Ah, that's rough, sweetie." But the special one says, "You want me to step in or tackle it yourself with me backing you up?" See? One gives a pat on the back, the other brings real backbone. For the provider vibe, you get laid off. The average fella sinks into the blues and leans on her for comfort. The irreplaceable one says, "This is just a bump. I'll turn it into a chance to build bigger and better." One turns into dead weight. The other stays her steady anchor. Which do you figure she'll stand by? For the guide role, you're sorting a trip. The everyday guy asks, "Where to? What sounds good?" The standout one says, "How about Greece this time?" Picture this: stunning shores, delicious meals, and ideal sunshine. I spotted 3 cozy spots to stay. Which one catches your eye? One side builds jobs, the other sparks ideas. But hold on, there's a catch. These traits, without solid character, can turn harmful. A protector lacking self-control turns aggressive. A provider without smarts gets greedy. A guide without heart becomes a bully. The truly essential fellow blends these strong male traits with sharp emotions, gentle kindness, and real concern for his partner's happiness. Let's chat about why so many guys miss out on growing these strengths. For starters, today's world pushes hard against them. Lads hear that manly ways are poisonous. Rivalry is frowned upon, fire is taboo, and guiding others is seen as bullying. So, we end up with gentle souls puzzled why their ladies lose respect, why the spark fades, and why bonds feel more like dutiful pals than true loves. Next, folks mix up these strengths with their dark sides. They figure guarding means possessive nagging, chasing success means ditching home life, and directing means bossy ruling. So they ditch the good stuff altogether, tossing the baby out with the dirty water. Third, men try to think their way to winning hearts. They believe if they're kind enough, prosperous enough, or giving enough, she'll stick around. But winning someone over isn't about reason. It's about the mind's deeper workings. And a woman's inner world lights up to these three traits, no matter what folks say these days. Now, a tough fact. Some gals have been hurt so bad by timid or mean partners that they can't welcome these strengths right. They see safeguarding as bossing, drive as ignoring, and guiding as overpowering. These ladies need mending before they can build solid ties. You can't fix them by being flawless. The vital man also knows when to show his cards. At the start of things, ease in these traits gently. Too much guarding up front scares. Too much providing seems cold. Too much guiding feels pushy. Let them unfold slowly as faith grows and she opens up. Let me share about a fellow I worked with who turned his marriage around by building these. His spouse was drifting into an emotional fling, ready to bolt. Rather than pleading, pitching in more chores, or hashing out emotions in sessions, he aimed to become vital. He took up self-defense training, not for scraps, but to build that fighter's spirit. She spotted his new assurance, his sturdy build, his readiness. He launched a little venture, not for riches, but to fire up his go-getter side. She watched his enthusiasm return, his drive refresh. And he stepped up with choices, not overbearing ones, but leading by planning outings, family aims, and owning duties. In 6 months, the fling ended. In 1 year, she desired him more than at first sight, not from tricks or schemes, but because he grew into the guy her heart craved. He became essential. Okay, now the big question. What about fairness? What about teamwork? Listen, being vital doesn't make her disposable. It doesn't squash her goals, her power, her own guiding role. The finest pairs feature two vital souls picking each other every day. The essential man seeks an essential woman, one who lets him feel truly male while shining as her full self. One who takes his shield while standing tall. One who backs his path while chasing hers. One who joins his lead while knowing how to steer. This isn't rewinding to the 1950s. It's grasping that our inner wiring formed over ages and won't shift just 'cause times change. Freeing women doesn't kill their pull to strong male vibes. Men's progress doesn't mean dropping their core strength. When a man truly steps into being essential, everything flips. She quits probing 'cause she believes. No more griping 'cause she's content. No wandering eyes 'cause other spots seem hollow. She softens, grows more womanly, more encouraging, 'cause she can settle into her true self. But the key here, you can't pretend these traits to hold her. Build them for your own sake. Guarding strength comes from tackling your fears, providing drive from discovering your calling, guiding power from owning your life. When you cultivate these traits in yourself, the right partner will spot them and connect deeply. Let me make one thing straight. Being truly one of a kind doesn't mean putting up with any kind of mistreatment. If she steps out, fibs, plays mind games, or crosses lines, you walk away. Men like this have choices because they carry qualities that are hard to find and truly worthwhile. They stick around by choice, not out of necessity. The one-of-a-kind fellow keeps pushing himself forward. He doesn't just hit a milestone and settle in. He builds up his protective side, picking up fresh abilities, keeping fit and strong, and growing his stability. He advances his life's work, sharpening his aims, boosting his influence, and strengthening his sense of why. He hones his guiding role, making smarter calls, seeing farther ahead, and taking on more duty. Here's how to check if you're on the right track. Listen to how she describes you to friends. Does she boast or gripe, show respect or poke fun? Feel grateful or stuck? Ladies can't keep their real emotions under wraps. It shows in what they say about you when you're out of earshot. Another way, see how she acts when things get tough. In hard times, does she turn to you for support or pull back? Trust your strength or question it? Go along with your direction or push against it? Tough spots show if you've really got these solid traits or if you're just going through the motions. The intimate side lays it all bare too. A one-of-a-kind man doesn't plead for closeness. He draws it out. When she senses real security, protection, worth, drive, and steady guidance. Her natural responses flow easily. If that spark's always a battle, chances are you're shortchanging one of these key areas. Now, about the slip-ups guys make chasing this. First off, they pour everything into one spot and ignore the rest. All guard dog and no direction turns clingy. All provider and no shield comes off as careless. All boss and no backbone feels overbearing. Getting the mix right is key. Second, they fake these traits to pull strings instead of living them out for real. Women have a sharp nose for phoniness. Pretend protection scares them. Force providing feels desperate. Hollow leading screams doubt. Third, they quit too soon. Building this stuff takes real time, especially if life's old habits run deep. Your lady might push back at first since it shakes up what she's used to. Keep at it steady. True shifts happen over months, not overnight. Ladies, here's what to get about these special men. They're not out to boss you around. They're aiming for a setup where everyone shines in their true strengths. When he owns his masculine side fully, it frees you to embrace your feminine one. That push-pull sparks fire-pull and real ties. If you're hoping for a guy like this, give him room to grow into it. Don't knock his guarding as bossing. Don't hold his drive against him as ignoring you. Don't chip away at his lead as controlling. When you spot these in a man, feed them. Don't clip their wings. A key truth these men grasp. Women bail when the emotional spark dies, not just from feeling down. You can fix the blues together, but that flat emptiness, no thrill, no draw, no point, that's when she starts eyeing the door. These three traits fend off that dead zone. Protection brings buzz from the edge of safe and risky. Providing builds pull from being there and chasing goals. Guiding gives depth through clear aims and paths. Side by side, they keep things vibrant for years on end. I've looked at couples for more than 10 years now, and one thing keeps popping up. Gals who leave solid fellas aren't fleeing bad ones. They're ditching the dull, overly kind, steady as a rock types who are all safe and no surprise. A one-of-a-kind man has plenty of edges, but dull, never. This isn't about stirring up trouble or mess. It's about holding on to that sharp focus, drive, and path. Stay the guy she first clicked with. Don't fade into easy routine. Pick every day to be that rare find, not lean on past ties, kids, or joint stuff. Bottom line on what makes a man irreplaceable. It's not perfection or having it all. I've watched rich, good-looking, top-notch guys get ditched for out-of-work artists. Why? That artist brought his own mix of risk, drive, and command. He was one of a kind in ways no amount of cash could touch. This standout fella gets how a woman's mind works without holding any grudges. He figures she'll push to see if he's tough, poke at his goals, and test his guidance. Not out of meanness, but just how nature wired her. She wants proof those traits are solid, that they'll stand up to real strain. His knack for handling those checks without getting mad is what sets him apart. Let me tell you about the most standout guy I ever guided through tough times. He lost his work, got hit with cancer, and went flat broke. His wife stuck by him without a flinch. How come? Because no matter what, he held on to his true self. Even while under the weather, he shielded her feelings. While facing the end, he kept dreaming up their tomorrow. In the middle of the storm, even in pain, he steered the family forward. She said to me, plenty of other guys might offer more bucks, better shape, or simpler days, but nobody else could match him. His grit, his outlook, his steady way. That's what can't be replaced. He pulled through, got back on his feet, and their tie grew rock solid. Not for the stuff he owned, but for the man he was. For you fellas still in your prime years tuning in, work on these traits before you tie the knot. Don't hold off till the ring's on to become that rock. Build your guarding side by facing hard knocks. Sharpen your drive by chasing meaningful aims. Hone your guiding role through owning your duties. Turn into that irreplaceable type. Then decide who shares in that worth. For us older gents who've drifted off track, it's never too late. You can grow these strengths anytime. Your lady might have forgotten the fella you once were, but she recalls the one you can be. Give her peeks of that guy. Rebuild step by step, steady as she goes. Lots of unions get mended, not by shrinks, but by men tapping back into their inner strength. The standout man deals with a tricky twist. The very things that make him special also draw eyes from other ladies. That's where your moral fiber counts. Being one of a kind doesn't greenlight straying, it's the reverse. When you're the real deal, you grasp just how precious a woman is who sees and welcomes that in you. One thing folks don't mention, being this guy can feel mighty lonesome. Most men won't get it. They'll label you bossy for guarding what's yours, self-centered for following your path, or overbearing for stepping up. You'll end up with fewer buddies, but tighter ties to the ones who do understand. This path comes with costs too. Your bar's set higher. Your loads weigh more. Your shoulders carry extra. You can't slack off, wander aimless, or waffle like some others. It's a road demanding endless improvement, toughness, and direction. Not every Joe wants or can take it on. But what makes it pay off? The profound link you can forge with a woman who latches onto these traits. It's like nothing else. Raw, soul-deep, can't-break-it stuff. It goes beyond reason, weathers storms, and grows richer over years. The sort that sparks 50-year partnerships still full of fire. Here's the bottom line on these irreplaceable sorts. They're not scheming to lock a woman in or breed neediness. They're crafting such real worth, such a deep tie, such a shared drive, that walking away would feel like losing her soul. If you're aiming to be that guy, kick off with this. What am I creating that's larger than just me? Let that goal light your way. Next, what dangers lurk to that creation? Your shielding side kicks in. Last, who am I guiding and toward what? Your leading spirit rises. Keep this in mind. Every woman who's head over heels, who hangs on through thick and thin, who'd give her all for her man, she's drawn to these three basics, even if she can't name them. They show up varied by place and time, but the heart stays. Guardian, provider, guide. Quit chasing what you guess ladies crave. Drop the show for pats on the back. Skip bargaining for sparks. Instead, grow true man-of-the-house qualities that have sealed lasting bonds since forever. Be fierce yet controlled, ambitious yet right there, firm yet smart. The fella she won't quit isn't flawless. He's not the wealthiest, best-looking, or top achiever. He's the one who lets her feel secure amid the mess, cherished by a keeper, and woven into something real. He's the embodiment of that ancient man strength in our forgetful modern days. Your aim isn't to snare her or fool her into sticking around. Your goal is to grow into someone truly worthwhile, genuinely strong in a manly way, and absolutely essential, so that walking away from you would mean giving up the richest life she could have. That's not about tricks, it's about uplifting her spirit. I'd like to know from you. Out of these three traits, which one do you need to work on most? Where do you shine? And where do you struggle? What holds you back from being that one-of-a-kind guy? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. Not for show, but to really think about your starting point and your journey ahead. A man who's truly essential starts with a firm choice, grows through steady habits, and shines with reliable actions. It won't happen in a flash, but each day you stick to that road, you edge closer to being him. Someday, looking back, you'll see you didn't just become essential to her, you became essential to your own life.